Is this what? Straight? You're going to actually see me in a little bit on some footage where I'm in the studio sweating like a pig. It's 105, I think it's 300 degrees in the room. Maybe not. It's a little bit about the Pet Education and Training Center.
Well, the Pet Education and Training Center helps people with disabilities.
As you can tell by now, our show has gone way beyond bereavement. We're so far beyond bereavement, we're now talking about raw foods. My name is Beatrice Bailey, Beatrice Tony Bailey, because I am one of the Tony girls from Davenport, Iowa. And yes, there are Black people in Iowa. My family was very prominent. My father was a minister. My mother was the minister of music. So I was brought up into the church. I was raised with 2 other sisters. I have an older brother, we couldn't say half brother, an older brother. And I have a sister that is 2 months older than I am. During college, I pursued my first husband. And he was a football player at the University of Iowa, and we fell madly in love, but he also was a vehicle. He lived in California. He was a vehicle for me to get out of Iowa. So we got married, had 2 wonderful children. You know, I had my daughter first, and then my son. They're 22 months apart. It's like having one big kid. I was married at the time. And I was married at the time, and the marriage was really kind of rocky. So I thought, you know what? I probably need to go back to work. I was working on my graduate degree, and I said, probably need to get a job. So I got a job with the state of California, and I worked at the State Personnel Board for a few years. And at my son's Pop Warner game, there was a guy, really nice guy, who was a sales manager for Xerox. And he says, B, with your personality, have you considered sales? And I went, not formally, you know. He said, well, you should consider it. So I went through the hiring process with Xerox. It took me a year to get on. Then when I got on with Xerox, I went, I need to pull the plug on this marriage, and I did. I left Xerox, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to retire. Well, I did that for about 4 months, and I said, I'm losing what's left in my mind, because I was fairly young when I think it was only 50 when I retired or something. I thought maybe I'll go back and work for the state. So I was able to reinstate with the state. And based upon my managerial experience, within 2 months, I was assistant division chief at the State Personnel Board. So that was great. And I did that for 3 years. And I had remarried in the interim, married a wonderful guy who then developed cancer. And then I retired. Officially retired. I took care of him. I'd never taken care of a sick adult, children with mumps, measles, chickenpox, things like that, but not an adult who had kind of a laid-back attitude. If I got something, I got something. Well, I'm type A. We're going to figure this out. So I said, Lord, what am I supposed to do with this? I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm not one of those that I heard the voice of God, but I did have a strong inclination that was given to me. You will write a book for people who are not organized as you are, and you will help them through this process. So I ended up writing a book. The first book was called Farewell, My Friend, and it's a workbook that takes you through, if you're healthy as a horse, there's things you should do. If you're kind of sick, there's things you should do. If you're the caregiver, all the way through to bagging and tagging their clothes. So I was self-published. I published the first book, 3,500 copies, which is a lot for just one person. But I have a marketing background. So all along, God has connected the dots for where I am here today. So I wrote that. And then Eastlawn got wind of the book. And then for 2 years, they bankrolled me on a television show. I look back over my life, and I think about, and I thank God that He did not answer some of the prayers that I asked, because He has protected me from myself. He answered prayers in the way that they should have been answered, and not me all caught up between what I wanted and what I really needed in life. So I do thank God for not answering some of my prayers.